Hello, hello. Welcome to my messy test world. Today I'm going to show you a data pack that I've been working on and something that's been on my mind for a long time. I'm super excited that with 1.20.5 it is now something that I can bring to all of you. So if you take a look in my inventory, we have a whole bunch of different blocks here, and there's nothing particularly that's going to link them together, except if we throw them in stonecutter, you can see that we have some mini blocks that we can turn them into. So let's start doing some of these. Logs, for example, have two options here. So let's grab, we got andesite, we have obsidian, and the basic point I'm trying to make here is that you can do this with almost any block. There are over 400 mini blocks that you can create using just the stonecutter in this data pack. So we have brass. We even have something like leaves, pretty non-traditional. We have these tiny pumpkins. We got chests. Some more things. We have redstone components. I have some of them, so we have pistons here. And we'll do the facing up one. We have things like wool. TNT is a fun one. And there's some furnaces. Alright, so let's start placing all of these out. Let you get a look at these. So, if you're not familiar with what's going on here, the simple explanation is that these are all player heads. So, player heads have been able to be set to like other people's skins for ever, I think since 1.4.2 when it came out. But up until now, they've not been able to be used in such a way with like recipes, and so that is what made all this possible, because now we can actually obtain these not using commands or, but using recipes and survival. Yeah, so here's another fun thing. If we place down some of these logs here, and now if we hop into survival real quick, there's been a problem with a lot of previous data packs that have used something like this to get mini blocks, where the names wouldn't persist and stuff in survival. But now, if you pick these up and we're in survival, you can see they're automatically going to stack with all of our previous ones, and they're going to retain the name, they're going to retain the texture, and you're not going to have a bunch of the same thing just clogging up your chests. Now we're going to take a quick look around at some things I've made in the past using these mini blocks. So you can really use them to add a lot more detail to builds and scenes and just the things that you decorate. So these are just a few concepts that came up on my own, but there are infinite possibilities for what can be done with these mini blocks. Talking about infinite possibilities, actually, just while recording this, I just thought of trying this out. So this is pretty neat. You got these like taller bush things, and not as short as it generally would be. But yeah, it's just something I thought of. Let me see how it looks. It actually looks pretty good. Might have to use these. Anyways, so there's more things that we can do here. Like, this is not just limited to all these blocks, but for example, if we grab some oak planks, we also grab slabs and stairs. We can turn this into 8 mini blocks if you think about it. It's size equivalent, but so there was 8. But even if we don't want to make all that many, if we want to put like stairs in here, we can get 6. Which you think about, you lose a quarter of that, and if you have half of a block, you get 4. So just some fun things you can do here. Also, there's recipe toast, so that one came up a little bit late, but yeah, you can cut down slabs, stairs, as well as your full blocks to be efficient if you want to use up all the extra stairs and slabs that I guess you have sitting around. So here's another fun thing. So in 1.20, 1.19.30, one of the two, they added the ability for mob heads to make a particular sound on a note block that is very indicative of that. But player heads can do that too. And so we have our custom player heads here, and if we stick like this here, and we're going to get a fun sound, so you can see the subtitles. So that's a interesting one. Some of them are more interesting than others, just based off of their function. So, in fact, I guess if we do like the Aussie cobblestone block here, we're going to get like just a typical breaking sound. But there's a lot of things you can do because normally you don't have this level of control over the sounds that you use. So, whether it's for pranks or ambiance, it's just something that you could not do before that is easily able to be achieved with the mini blocks, which you can just use for decoration too, but they just have another layer of usage to them that's going to be really neat. So before we wrap up today, there is something that I really want to point out, and it is that the great majority of the mini blocks here, the textures were not made by me. Some of them were, but most of them were not. And it is important for me to make sure that all of the people that did work on the textures that are being used here receive credit. So in the download page and in the download itself, there will be a list that details all of the people who worked on these textures so that their work can be acknowledged, because that work is what made this data pack what it is and what you're seeing here and what you're going to be able to play around with. With all that being said, we are going to bring this video to a close. So I hope that you've enjoyed what you've seen here and as excited as I am to play around with it. But before you can do that, there are 3 things I'm going to ask of you. The first thing is to give a like to this video if you liked what you've been seeing here. The second is to subscribe if you would like to see more of this content. Trust me, there is more coming soon, and you're going to want to be subscribed so that you can see it as it comes. And the third thing is, if you pop into the description, you will find a link to the download page for this data pack. It's going to be for 1.20.5. It will be updated for future versions as those come out, and it will also be updated for new mini blocks. But with all that, I'd like to thank you for watching, and hope you all have a good one. See you later.